Anna Karenina, Leo Tolstoy, by Miss Aira Mae M. Manundan. Who was Leo Tolstoy? He was born on September 9, 1828 and died on 20 November 1910. He was a novelist considered one of the most important writers of world literature. His most famous works are War and Peace and Anna Karenina. About the novel, Anna Karenina is a novel by the Russian author Leo Tolstoy, first published in book form in 1878. Widely considered to be one of the greatest works of literature ever written. Tolstoy himself called it his first true novel. It was initially released in serial installments from 1875 to 1877, all but the last part appearing in the periodical The Russian Messenger. The novel deals with themes of betrayal, faith, family, marriage, imperial Russian society, desire, and rural versus urban life. The story centers on an extramarital affair between Anna and dashing cavalry officer Count Alexei Kirillovin Veronsky that scandalizes the social circles of St. Petersburg and forces the young lovers to flee to Italy in a search for happiness. But after they return to Russia, their lives further unravel. The story centers on an extramarital affair between Anna and dashing cavalry officer Count Alexei Kirillovich Veronsky that scandalizes the social circles of St. Petersburg and forces the young lovers to flee to Italy. Anna Karenina falls in love with Count Alexei Veronsky. They have an affair and eventually elope together in Europe. However, she is married to Alexei Karenin. He refuses to grant her a divorce. Characters of the story: Anna Arkadyevna Karenina, a beautiful aristocratic married woman from St. Petersburg whose pursuit of love and emotional honesty makes her an outcast from society. Anna's adulterous affair catapults her into social exile, misery, and finally suicide. Alexei Alexandrovich Karenin, Anna's husband and a high-ranking government minister and one of the most important men in St. Petersburg. Karenin is formal and duty-bound. He is cowed by social convention and constantly presents a flawless facade of a cultivated and capable man. Alexei Kirillovich Veronsky, a wealthy and dashing military officer whose love for Anna prompts her to desert her husband and son. Veronsky is passionate and caring toward Anna but clearly disappointed when their affair forces him to give up his dreams of career advancement. Konstantin Dmitrich Levin, a socially awkward but generous-hearted landowner who, along with Anna, is the co-protagonist of the novel, whereas Anna's pursuit of love ends in tragedy. Levin's long courtship of Kitty Skarbetskaya ultimately ends in happy marriage. Ekaterina Alexandrovna Skarbetskaya, or Kitty, a beautiful young woman who is courted by both Levin and Veronsky and who ultimately marries Levin, modeled in Tolstoy's real-life wife. Kitty is sensitive and perhaps a bit overprotected. Stepan Arkadyevich Oblonsky, or Stepan, Anna's brother, a pleasure-loving aristocrat and minor government official whose affair with his children's governess nearly destroys his marriage. Steva and Anna share a common tendency to place personal fulfillment over social duties. Darya Alexandrovna Oblongashnya, Dali, Steva's wife and Kitty's older sister. Dali is one of the few people who behave kindly toward Anna. After her affair becomes public, Dali's sympathetic response to Anna's situation and her guarded admiration for Anna's attempt to live her life fully hint at the positive aspect of Anna's experience. Sergei Alexeyevich Karenin, Seryosa, Levin's sickly teen brother. The free-thinking Nikolai is largely estranged from his brothers, but over the course of the novel, he starts to spend more time with Levin. Nikolai Dmitrich Levin, Karenin and Anna's young son. Seryoza is a good-natured boy, but his father treats him coldly after learning of Anna's affair. Narrator. Tolstoy uses an unnamed omniscient, detached third-person narrator. Point of view. The nameless narrator of the novel presents both facts and inner thoughts of characters that no single character in the plot could know, chiefly with regard to Anna and Levin, but occasionally to others as well. The narrator describes character states of mind, feelings, and attitudes. For a lengthy section at the end of Part 7, the narrator enters directly into Anna's mind. Tone. As in many realist novels of the same time period, the narrator maintains an impersonal but sympathetic tone, focusing on both facts and feelings, but without authorial commentaries on the fates of characters, unlike War and Peace and some of Tolstoy's other earlier novels. Protagonist Anna Karenina and Konstantin Levin. Setting: various locations throughout Russia, including Moscow, St. Petersburg, and the Russian provinces, with brief interludes in Germany and Italy. Major conflict: Anna struggles between her passion for Vronsky and her desire for independence on the one hand, and her marital duty, social convention, and maternal love on the other. Plot of the story: rising action. Anna meets Vronsky in the train station, initiating an acquaintance that grows into adulterous passion and family upheaval. Their consummation of the affair leads to Anna's abandonment of her husband and son. Meanwhile, Kitty rebuffs Levin's marriage proposal, prompting him to withdraw to his estate in the country and reflect on the meaning of life. Climax: Anna makes a public appearance at the opera, forcing a confrontation between her desire to live life on her own terms and the hostile opinions of St. Petersburg society, which scorns and rejects her. This episode seals her fate as a social outcast and fallen woman. Falling action: Anna commits suicide, unable to bear her lack of social freedom and the jealousy and suspicion arising from her unstable relationship with Vronsky. Meanwhile, Levin continues his new life as enlightened husband, father, and landowner. Resolution: in desperation, Anna drives to Dallas to say goodbye, and when he returns home, she resolves to meet Vronsky at the train station after his errand, and she rides to the station in Stabur. At the station, despairing and dazed by the crowds, Anna throws herself under a train and dies. Anna Karenina encourages us to grasp how we miss things right before our eyes. Tolstoy is always showing us this truth. We do not see the world, we overlook it. He wants to re-educate us to perceive the world differently so that we are capable of understanding what passes before our eyes hidden in plain view. Themes: social change in 19th century. Russia, the blessings of family life, the philosophical value of farming. Motives: the interior monologue, adultery, and forgiveness. Genre: novel of ideas, psychological novel tragedy. Three Life Lessons from Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. First, all that glitters is not gold. Second, divorce should be a socially acceptable option. Third, rushing into marriage is probably unwise. Thank you for watching.